Another stellar year for Benetti, 21 years on the spin. You're the biggest yacht builders in the industry. How does that make you feel?
Well, this is an honor, but also a responsibility. We are delivering since more than 100 years beautiful super yachts, beautiful and technologically advanced. So it's in both of these areas that we have to keep this leadership.
The last 2 years for all of us has been very, very difficult. Have you noticed any changes in terms of what the owners are asking from Benetti in your new builds?
Yeah, definitely. As you mentioned, it has been a strange, different year this last year. The good thing is people have realized how free is the life on a yacht and how safe. So definitely the market is booming on yachts. Probably we are taking advantage of this boom even more due to our new yachts, which in a way I think have anticipated some trends which probably were there already, but with the pandemic they came out even stronger, meaning especially the need for people to go back to stay close to the environment that they choose to be when they choose to be on a boat, the sea. So no longer boats that are very high on the sea, but they tend to be soft and gentle towards the sea, connection between interior spaces and exterior spaces, a lot of windows, because in the end this is what you want to see, the light and the environment around you. And probably all this leads to a new philosophy of luxury, probably a little less shouted opulence and a bit more elegance, detail, rather than a lot of abundance of materials. So I think it's a good process. And as I said, Benetti came well prepared to the moment in all sizes. But I would say if I take what today is our greatest success in sales is what we call the Oasis deck. So this idea, which has been really a completely revolution, I would say, of having openable wings at the aft level, but not just that, a whole beach area which is open, close to the sea, infinity pool, a lot of spaces where you can lounge both in the shadow and in the sun, the bar which is serving inside, outside. So an area where people can really enjoy to be at sea.
Now, and an oasis within the English language has a special meaning. I mean, it's a place of refuge, it's a place of rejuvenation. Is that the essence of Oasis?
Exactly. So the name was not chosen by chance. Oasis because it's a place of peace, serenity, independence, because you can be on your own, in your own oasis out of the world and enjoy your life. So this connection to nature really goes back to this meaning. On top of that, speaking about nature, I think that sustainability, which has been this big title for many years, sometimes mainly a marketing tool for many, I think today it is really something that the market is asking and not just the shipyards are trying to push. And so again, a sign that something has changed. This was already, I think, present before the pandemic. You know, Benetti has been investing in this field since more than a decade. The very, very first diesel electric with Azipod was Ambrosia, a Benetti dated back 2006. So a lot more was done just before the pandemic. Luminosity was launched on 108 meter, which is today the largest hybrid vessel for private use in the world. But there's much more to come, and especially much more requests from the market. So there is a change in the sensibility of people.
We speak a lot about sustainability in the propulsion systems, but sustainability is broader than just propulsion systems. How are we dealing with, or how are Benetti rather, dealing with more sustainable construction materials, for example?
You're right, sustainability is a matter of many different things. To give you just some examples, going back to luminosity, the water coming out of the condensation of air conditioning is reused to wash the teak, for example, or the heat needed to heat up the hot water on the boat comes from the heat of the generators, so not to have an extra need of power for that. Or we are studying, and this is across the line also on smaller boats, a way to produce drinkable water from seawater so that you avoid all the plastic on board and you avoid to storage and plastic on board. There is a number of different elements. You mentioned sustainable materials. This is definitely an interesting frontier, although there is a major problem which still doesn't have a clear answer. This material at the end cycle life of the boat, how they will be dismantled from the boat. So to recycle materials, you mean you have to take them away from the boat, and for the moment the cost of this action is higher than the benefit of the recycling. So we as shipyards have to study not only materials but also the way of install them in a boat so that they are easily reusable at the end.
Tell me, how much exposure, how many of your clients, not in specific numbers, but Australia and Oceania, is that a significant place for you?
It is a significant place, and more, I have to say, on this Oasis deck project, I will not say in which sizes, we have a number of Australian and New Zealand owners. So hopefully you will see a lot of Benetti Oasis deck boats in the short future, new ones in those seas.
And tell me, with the Australian and New Zealand owners, when they come to you, do they push on the Oasis first? Are they different from European owners in terms of their demands?
I find them sophisticated, so very open to innovation. Most of them are very knowledgeable about yachts, so it's a good discussion when you have a client who knows what he's talking about. So definitely good clients to have.
Giovanna Vitelli, thank you very much indeed.
John, thank you very much. Oh, shit.